Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, June 27th. I am headed to work. Oh, shoot. You guys, this is how I know that I'm like not in prep mode, even though I started my diet like 2 days ago. It's Friday and I didn't send check-ins. I literally just realized when I said, oh, it's Friday, I'm like, oh shoot, it's check-in day, and I didn't do check-ins. It's actually not because I'm not in prep mode. It's because I forgot today was Friday, because we had to replace our floor in the gym, so we closed on Wednesday. So it like threw my whole week off. Like I forgot that, like when I went back to work the day after our gym was closed, I forgot it was Thursday. Like it felt like the beginning of my week instead of the end of my week. So I'm like, oh shoot, today's Friday. I missed my check-ins. And for the record, I don't miss check-ins. Like I remember commenting on this a while ago, like because I have heard like several people on multiple vlogs and like on social, I've just heard this a lot where people are like, oh, I just didn't send a check-in because of whatever reason. Oh, I was feeling a little bloated, or like my clients do this all the time. Not Anna, because Anna's on point. But I've had clients in the past that I'm like, hey, where's your check-in? And they're like, oh yeah, like this, that, and they like have all these reasons why they don't send check-ins. And I'm like, I didn't know that not sending a check-in was ever, like, I don't know, I think it's like completely wild and crazy to just be like, I'm not going to send a check-in this week just because I just don't feel like it, or again, for whatever reason. So anyway, all that to say is I don't miss check-ins, even if they're bad. Like I don't miss check-ins. So the fact that I literally am just now realizing that I didn't send a check-in. Anyway, I guess I'll send a check-in tomorrow. So anyway, we're 15 weeks out. Officially, it is Friday, exactly 15 weeks out from the Olympia. Like I said, I've been back on my diet for a couple of days. We're in there. We feel good. Started to lift again this week. I am so sore. I started working on a push-up sequence because I changed some of my music and I just wanted to like pizzazz up one of my push-up sequences. I am so unbelievably sore because I ran through that push-up sequence several times the other day. And I want to work on it again today, but I'm like, I don't know if I have it in me. I don't know. We're going to find out. But so someone asked me, was it Adele? I don't know who asked me. It was several videos ago that I was like, I'll talk about it in my next video. Talking about how I bring more detail to my back, because that was, a big part of my feedback. So I want to talk about like, what is conditioning? What do they mean when they say detail? Like, what are all of these different things? What is flat? What is full? Like, because I think a lot of people don't know what those things are, especially if you're not in bodybuilding. But even bodybuilders sometimes like don't know what those things mean. I didn't know the difference between flat and full until I would say I know the exact moment. And if I remember, like if I'm watching this back when I edit it, I will post a photo. I remember it was coming into my first Olympia and I was on no carbs and 2 hours of cardio a day. Okay. The only carbs I was eating was cabbage or something like that. Like literally, like I was on nothing. Trace carbs only from vegetables. And then my coach gave me a 1,500 calorie refeed. 1,500 calories. She said, eat whatever you want, 1,500 calories. So I had Chipotle and some Starbursts and like some mini donuts. I had it all. And the next day when I woke up, I was like, I am freaking jacked. Like I remember that feeling when I woke up. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I look like this. And at the time, me and one of my friends we were on Marco Polo together every single day. Marco Polo, like the video chatting app, if you don't know what it is. Every single day we were on Marco Polo. So she saw me every day. And that morning she was like, you look so buff. And I was like, yes, girl, I do. I was like, this is what they mean. This is what they mean. So anyway, now I'm at the gym. So I'm not going to talk about it right now, but in my next clip, I'll talk about those things. Okay, done training. Let's talk about it. So there's all these terms that are used in bodybuilding, right? So the first one, conditioning. Conditioning is literally like just how lean are you? How much body fat do you have? So usually when judges say you need better conditioning, that means you need to have less body fat. Now, there are some people who look like they're in better condition because they are muscular. Now that's the trick. And especially when it comes to looking at like live streams and looking at photos of people on the internet, is people who are pretty muscular can look like they're in good condition because you can see definition, you can see lines. But when you see them in real life, you can tell that there's still a good layer of body fat. You can just see lines because they have a lot of muscles under their body fat. But conditioning in general just means straight up leanness. How much body fat do you have on your body? And then there's like level of detail. Now, detail is just how many of those lines can see. So for me specifically, Tarek said you need more detail in your back. For me at Legion, I think that the way that, like, what am I saying? For me, from my Legion look, I think the way that I personally get more detail is to bring more muscle, okay? I did not have a lot of fat, especially like literally if you pinch that area of my back, I didn't have a lot of fat. I also don't have a lot of muscle, so any fat covers up any lines and separations between muscles that I have, right? So I want you to think about like, okay, think about a blanket. Think about a bed. You have pillows on the bed, and then you have a blanket on top of the pillows. Your body fat is the blanket. How thick is that blanket? The thicker that blanket is, the less you're gonna see the shape of those individual pillows. But at the same time, the bigger those pillows are, the more lines you're gonna see. So you can have a thick blanket and big pillows, and you can still see the lines. But then there's other people who have a thin sheet, but very small pillows, and you can still see the lines, but not a lot. The ideal situation is a thin sheet on top and big pillows underneath, so you can very clearly see the lines in between. So this is just an example. These photos, I mean, there's a solid 7 pounds in between these, but when you look at my legs, you can still see the lines in both. When you look at my abs, you can still see the lines in both. But that's because I actually have big quad muscles and like big abdominal muscles, so I don't have to actually be lean for you to see them, which is why it's tricky with photos, because these photos don't look that far off, even if they are. So for me, it's like I have pretty small pillows underneath, and then not quite a thin sheet, but like not a comforter on top of my back. And I know that analogy probably is like way over to the side, but in my mind, that's like what I think of it. Conditioning is the sheet on top. How thin is that layer on top? Detail is how much I can see the actual lines of what's underneath. And for most people, bringing more detail is some combination of having less fat on top and having bigger muscles on the bottom. I did not really have that much fat specifically on my back, so bigger muscles my best bet. However, in the amount of time that I have, it's probably gonna be less fat. Like that's what I have time to do in a more dramatic manner, I should say. Like when we base it off of percentages, I can probably lose more fat than I can build muscle. So that's how I plan to bring more detail is, of course, I'm gonna hammer the back and I'm gonna try to bring more muscle, as much muscle as I can. But in the amount of time that I have, my best bet to get more detail on my back is to bring better conditioning. Fullness and flatness. It's hard to explain unless you see it, but again, I'll try to remember to do side by sides or something of like, when you're flat, you just like, you obviously have muscles, like everybody has muscles, but it's like just the comparison of, I don't know, an empty balloon and a water balloon. Like one of them is full and you can tell that there's something in it helping it hold its shape. Whereas like when you're flat, it's just like all of your glycogen, all of your water, everything's depleted from your muscles. So they don't look like, when you flex, you don't see them pressing up against your skin. So that's really like a peaking thing, a water thing, a salt balance thing, like all sorts of things that are like a lot more like very specific to the time, the day, the athlete, the moment. Whereas conditioning and detail are more of just like, what's your muscularity and what's your body fat. Now, if you are full, you are gonna look more conditioned. You are gonna have more detail because your muscles are gonna be pressing up tighter against that skin. So again, back to the sheet on top of, or the blanket on top of pillows, you have that, but then fullness is like, let's pull it tight around each individual pillow. That way you can really see the lines in between. So anyway, hopefully that made any sense at all to any of you guys. Okay, so the photo on the left was before the refeed, and the photo on the right is 2 days later after the refeed. Obviously the lighting is different, but look at the shape of my shoulders, you guys. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, June 29th. It's like 7:30 in the morning. I literally just woke up 7 minutes ago. I woke up, went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth, and now I'm going to the grocery store. We only have like 4 eggs left, which is it's not enough to get the Glass family through the morning. So I am going to the store to get eggs, and then I don't know, I think, what else? I don't know. I wrote down a list. I'm getting eggs and whatever else is on my list. Just a couple things. It's so nice out right now. It's 70 degrees. which usually is a little cold for me, but I don't know, like 70 degrees at 7 o'clock in the morning feels nicer than 70 degrees at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 70 degrees at 2 o'clock in the afternoon is cold. 70 degrees at 7:30 a.m. is nice. Like I walked outside to go to my car. I'm like, man, I want to go on a walk right now. Like, this weather is so nice, but I'm not going on a walk. I have sandals on. Driving to the store. Anyway, let's see. Worked on routine upgrades yesterday. So Reuben and I did back together yesterday. Back. She's gonna get there. She's gonna get there. And I worked on some routine upgrades. So this is my second time, like really having a full skills practice. Well, this is a lie. I did not do a full skills practice, but this is the second time where I spent a long time on my routine upgrades. And they feel really good. There's definitely some things that are not done, like that I still need to work out, like the exact choreography or exactly how I'm going to do it. Am I going to bend this leg? Am I going to straighten this leg? Am I going to face this way? Am I going to face that way? Like there's some kinks to work out, but I'm really happy with the routine upgrades, which is good because a month ago or whenever the last time I worked on these routine upgrades, I was like, this is a freaking wreck. I had a mess of a practice. So now I'm very excited. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to add. I think this vlog is going to be pretty boring until we like really get into the thick of it. So I think it is Monday, June 30th. And I am just headed to boot camp. I should have taken the back way because the freeway has way too much traffic. On my way to boot camp for cardio. So I started prep last week, kind of. I've had several starts to this prep. We're not off to a good start, but let me tell you what happened. So I started, like in my mind, I kind of started like without Reuben's approval, not his approval, but like he sent me a plan, which means like it's time to start following a plan, right? However, we never like had a discussion. For me, when prep starts, it's a very hard start. It's like today prep is starting. I know not everyone's like that. I know like Jacqueline Baker has just recently posted like there's no start to prep. But Jacqueline lives on a plan year round. I do not live on a plan year round. So when I'm starting prep, it goes from living my life to following a plan. So all that to say is I was like, Reuben sent me this plan, but we never actually had a discussion about when we were going to start. So I just started, right? But I didn't start cardio. I just started the diet. Didn't start cardio at all. I mean, I was still doing a boot camp a week or so, but I wasn't like really doing cardio. Then Reuben's like, let's go out on a date. Okay, yeah, let's go out on a date. We haven't gone on a date in years. So I'm like, well, prep starts tomorrow then, not today. Like I had been on my diet all day. I was killing it. I was like, yes, first perfect prep day of 110 days down. And literally at the end of the day, like 7 p.m., Reuben's like, let's go on a date. Let's go on a date night. Let's go have some drinks. So obviously I was like, well, prep starts tomorrow. So then the next day I started, again, diet only. Like I've been working out, but I haven't been following a split. It's just been like, let's do back today. Let's do like, say, like just kind of feeling what we're feeling, right? This traffic is a nightmare, you guys. No cardio, random lifts, but sticking to my diet. So that was, I don't know, 4 or 5 days of that. And then yesterday, Reuben's still off, by the way. He won his shows. For those who are, again, just catching up, my husband is also an IFBB pro. He just qualified for the Olympia now a week ago. Not like 2 days ago, obviously a week ago from now. So we're both qualified for the Olympia, but he just qualified. So he's still in his break before Olympia prep. My break's over. So anyway, he's like taking me to eat ice cream. He's like, do you want something? And in my mind, I'm thinking like, of course I want something, but I didn't get anything. But in my mind, that unlocked, like, if he is willing to offer me ice cream, that means I don't have to be on a diet right now. And then yesterday, I didn't really go that crazy. I had my normal meals, but then I also had a dessert. So anyway, all that to say is I told him yesterday, like, party's over. Like, I know you're still on a break, but I gotta start my diet now. I've already been off for 2.5 weeks. I gotta be back on, including cardio. So that's what I'm doing. I'm headed to boot camp, sitting in this traffic. It's irritating me because I always, like, in the mornings, I don't take the freeway because there's normally traffic, but for some reason I thought that the traffic would be gone by now. I was wrong. So anyway, my cardio is 2 boot camps a week. I went like this, 2 boot camps a week, and then 3 days of 30 minutes of stairs. It's pretty high intensity, to be honest, but I like, I love a little high intensity cardio. So 2 boot camps a week, which is great because I'm also getting ready for athlete games for burn boot camp. That's like a exercise competition, basically. I did it last year, like a week out from a show, and I was nearly dying. This year, I'm going to be like 8 weeks out from the Olympia, so I'll be dieted, but not dead. So anyway, that's where we are. Monday, June 30th, 14 and a half weeks out from the Olympia. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Okay, so quick little vlog. It's still Monday. We're at the pool, so I of course am not in the water. I do like pools. I don't get down with the ocean, but I do like getting in pools. However, it's just not quite hot enough yet. I need it to be 100 degrees before I'm jumping in a pool. Also, I'm not about to mess up my hair, so I need to get some vacation braids so I can join the pool. But, you know, Reuben, Reagan, my brother. Fun fact about my brother, he was a diver in college, so we like made him come. We're like, come on, man, like the pool is your jam. So Reagan's excited. She said this is her favorite uncle because she spends the most time with him. So yeah, just hanging out. I'm just lounging, doing a little bit of work for my phone, staying hydrated. But yeah, it's just like a good day. Worked out, did my cardio, did my legs, ate all the good stuff. Now just relaxing.
It's on the deck.
Shout out to the Fire Club staff. Amazing. These are the people. These are the people. Where's our award? Amazing.
Whose suitcase was this in though?
She's back. So I've been doing boot camp. Okay, so what day is it? It's Tuesday, July 1st. I've been doing boot camp twice a week for the last couple weeks, or once a week, twice a week. I don't know. I've been doing boot camp for the last couple weeks, but that's the only cardio I've been doing. Me and Reuben have been lifting, I don't know, 4 times a week. Nothing crazy, you know, like, Reuben's in his 2nd week off. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so Reuben's peak week, I literally just did whatever Reuben did. Like, I was not worried about my split at all. I had no split, I was off. So I was just doing Reuben's workouts. Whatever Reuben needed to do is what I did. It was just, I was there for his moral support. Then the next week we came back, which I think was last week. We just were in the gym, kind of moving, again, 3, maybe 4 times a week. And then this week we kind of are like trying to get back to the split. At least I am. Reuben's going out of town tonight, taking him to the airport tonight because he's going to Universe. But I told him, like, hey, when you're back from Universe, I have to be back on. Like, we've been working out together, obviously, like I just said, for the last couple weeks, last few weeks. But in general, we don't really do that because our schedules are so different. But we've been moving our schedules around so that we can work out together. But realistically, if I'm going to be in prep, I can't really move around my schedule that much like the way that I've been doing, just because it requires me to sacrifice time in the gym that I need, especially once I start getting heavy into routine. There's only certain times that room is open, so I can't just come whenever. So I just told Reuben, like, okay, once you're back from Universe, just so you know, I'm in prep. So yeah, I just got really excited. Let me listen back to this, so this might be super loud. Okay, I remember. Oh, you guys don't even know what just happened. So I listened to the video because I wasn't sure if you could hear me. Then I realized you could hear me. So then when I came back, I was like, wait a minute, what was I even talking about? So I had to go listen to it again. So now I'm back. I was saying, in the last few days, I've gotten really excited about this prep. I was struggling a little bit last week to like start, right? Especially just because Reuben is just now off. So we were like, well, you're off and now I'm back in prep. So we went on a couple date nights, you know, this, that, and the other. It was just hard for me to like be ready or like feel like we were both ready for me to start prep. So anyway, so I told Reuben, I'm ready, I'm in there. But I just got really excited. Like, I was looking through some of my old posts from the last couple years of losing over and over and over and over again and not getting the qualification. And I was just like, sorry, I was trying to see if I was about to cry. I was just getting very overwhelmed, in a good way, just so excited that I get to do this. Do you guys remember the crying episode? I was crying. I cry in a lot of episodes. I mean, specifically about the Arnold. When I was crying because I was so excited about the Arnold. I had one of those days a couple days ago about the Olympia, and I was just like, I cannot believe this. Like, I can, because I've worked my ass off for it, but I can't because I've watched it slip through my fingers so many times. I've been in that award ceremony. It's just me and another person, and you're just holding your breath, and you're hoping they don't say your number, and they do, and they said my number, and they've said my name over and over and over and over again, And it's like, I keep reliving that moment. I've relived that moment so many times. It's crazy. So I just got really excited. And then Allison started vlogging, by the way. Go check out Allison's vlog, get her followers up, get her views up. She started vlogging, and it's just very exciting to get to do this with Reuben. Reuben's like, he's not a new man, but like this prep is different. This year, this prep has been different for Reuben too. So to get to do this again together when we are in such a better place, both of us individually and as a couple, to get to do this again with Reuben, to get to do this with Allison. Like, we weren't friends at our first Olympia. I didn't even know her. I just competed with her one time. But, you know, like, our friendship has flourished over the last year or two. And so now we get to do this Olympia together. Like, again, I get to prep with Reuben. He didn't coach me to my last Olympia. So, like, to be in prep and then him coaching me. And then I also have Allison. And then I already, you know, Taylor's one of my friends that we, like, we've never prepped for the Olympia together. Like, we didn't know each other during my first Olympia. And then, you know, like, we've been friends since we met at Legion, but we haven't done an Olympia together. So it's just really exciting to get to do this with all these people. So anyway, I'm 41 seconds over my cardio and I don't want to do any extra, so I'm getting out of here. All right, y'all. It's Wednesday, July 2nd. I don't know the last time I vlogged. I don't even know what's happening. I'm doing like 2-week-long videos because there's just not a lot going on right now. / there is a lot going on right now. Like, it's kind of both. There's not a lot going on right now as far as what I feel like needs to be vlogged. There's like not much to talk about. But at the same time, I'm also just feeling like I'm really busy. You know, I've been out of work, not out of work, but like we've been out of town a lot. So I've been traveling from work a lot. So now that I've been back in town for a stretch of time, it's like I just feel like I have a lot of work to catch up on and that I'm trying to get ahead of. So it's like work is super busy. Reagan is obviously out of school, so just like trying to keep her occupied. My mom's out of town, so that just like creates a little bit of just like scheduling stuff for me and Reuben because my mom watches Reagan a lot. So anyway, haven't vlogged a lot, I don't think. So anyway, it's July 2nd. Reagan and I just left Froyo. Reuben's out of town. He's at Universe. Anna competes tomorrow. Reagan begged for Froyo.
Actually, I got watermelon.
You got watermelon flavor and what else? Cookie Monster? I don't know. She wanted to get Froyo, so I took her Froyo.
Yellow cake.
And yellow cake flavor.
It was good, but I'm saving.
But yeah, so anyway, I had a great back day today. So back to prep. I had a great back day today. Me and Kat, which is one of my co-workers. She's one of our other trainers and she also works our front desk. We did back today. It was like a heavy back day, deadlifted, chest supported rows. We did a couple different rowing variations and then we finished with chin-ups because chin-ups are also one of our athlete games workouts. So we have to do 20 chin-ups as unbroken as possible because we are in athlete games training as well, guys. We're in Olympia prep and athlete games training. Let me tell you, my Olympia prep, I will be 100% honest with you guys. And I know I've said it a couple times in this video, like, Reagan, I know I've said it a couple times in this video, like, okay, well, I'm starting my diet, but then I'm like, oh, Reuben asked me out for a date. And then like, I feel like I said I'm starting prep several times, but then at some point I backpedal and then I'm not in prep again. That's kind of been what's going on. But I think I did vlog, like I said, when Reuben gets back, I'm back. Like, so, here's my eyes itching. I took off my fake lashes and I feel like my eyes are breathing. Anyway, that I think is when I'm like, I have to be on. At some point, I have to turn it on. I think I was trying to ease into it, and easing into it, it's not working this time around because I still feel very fair weather. Like, oh, well, I'm not, you know, it's just very fair weather. And if I have the goals that I say that I have, and I have the ambitions that I say that I have, and I have the mindset that I say that I have, it's time to turn it on. I think one thing that Reagan, what is going on? I think one thing that I've been like struggling with as far as starting prep is that I know that I'm going to be 100%. So I think I'm just like, it's like when you're about to go full out, you already know it's going to suck. That's where I'm at right now, is I already know that it's about to get hard. So I think I'm like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, Reuben's calling me. Okay, you guys, it is Thursday, July 3rd. I just want to talk really fast about, I feel like this kind of should go, excuse me. I feel like this kind of should go on the podcast, and maybe it will go on the podcast too, but it's going on my vlog because I also know that people in fitness watch my vlog. So we're going to talk about it in both, but I'm going to talk about it probably more candidly here. So Universe was today. Fitness happened. First off, shout out to Anna, my baby girl. She got third. It's her first national show. It's her second fitness show ever. Oh, that's my ponytail. Second fitness show ever. Amazing. So freaking proud of her. She got third in physique and third in routine. And I'm just so happy. She only missed her pro card by one spot, but honestly, and I told her this, I said, look, I don't know if you're bummed or what, because I didn't talk to her purposely about expectations for how she was going to rank ever. So I had no clue what her expectations were. I only ever talked to her about expectations about how she was going to show up. You know, how her physique was going to look, how her routine was going to perform. I did not talk to her about expectations about how she was going to rank, because ultimately you can't control that, right? I don't have any control over how she ranks and who shows up and what they do and how they look. So I just didn't want to be like, oh yeah, you're going to win. Like, I don't know if you're going to win. Like, I have an expectation of how your routine is going to go and how your physique is going to look. I don't know if that's going to be the winning package that day, right? So I don't want to set an expectation, especially at the amateur level, when you don't know who's showing up ahead of time. And at least for me, because I don't follow a lot of the amateurs, I don't even have a gauge of what these girls are going to put on stage. Even if I did know who was competing, like, most of the amateur shows don't have videos, so I've never seen any of their routines. I don't know what, like, you know, with the pros, you can kind of gauge where you're going to land because you've seen these people compete over and over again. You've seen their routine at their last show. You've seen, like, it's easier to predict. Amateurs are very hard to predict. So anyway, I told her, like, I don't know if you're bummed or not, but, like, as your coach, I am extremely proud of you because you did exactly what I asked of you. You showed up, like, your physique looked the way that we expected it to look. You peaked the way that I expected you to peak. You followed your plan. You showed up exactly how I needed you to show up. As far as routine goes, I think you did the routine that I envisioned for you. You did the routine that Jacqueline did her choreography, that Jacqueline envisioned for you. Like, you did the routine that we wanted from you, and that's all that we can ask of you. Like, so I am extremely proud of you because you did the best today that you could have done and that we expected you to do. Now, would we have liked for that to get you top 2 so you could get a pro card? Absolutely. But, like, I'm not disappointed at all in how you did. And I said, and honestly, the silver lining, you guys, I'm a wreck. I've been training all day. My eyes were itching, so I rubbed all my eye stuff off. Anyway, I said, and honestly, the silver lining is that you do have so much potential and so much room for growth, and you get to do that as an amateur. And I said, you know, Elaine took years and years and years, I think it was 9 national shows or something like that, of competing, and she got to grow among amateurs. So now that she's a pro, she's not going to go winning shows, but she's going to be competitive. She is going to be able to beat people that are already pros.
Mommy,
like, what, Reagan? Where are we supposed to go? Reagan told me. Okay, so what I was saying is that Elaine got to have her growth, her learning, her building, her troubleshooting. She got to do that as an amateur among amateurs. And now she will be competing among pros. And I said to Anna, I said, if you would have turned pro, you would have had to start competing against pros. So your next show, you would have been competing against me and Abby and Anya. You would have been competing against pros. And I said, so sometimes, like, it's good to not turn pro right away because you still have all of this growth that you need to experience. And you don't want to have to necessarily do that among pros. You don't want to have to be getting last place in your pro career for 5 years until you're finally competitive. Like, you get to experience that among other amateurs. So anyway, so she's like, you know what? I'm so happy that you put it that way. And then she also watched her video and she's like, okay, now that you put it that way, and now that I watched my video, like, I'm not disappointed at all. Like, she was like, you know, I'm a little bit disappointed, but so anyway, we're super happy. That's not even what I came on here to talk about. Here's what I came on here to talk about. The scorecard, you guys. How long have I been telling you? How long have I been telling you to focus on your routine? Yes, build your physique. Yes, your physique matters. But Elaine got second in prejudging and she won routine, so she won. Great, love that for her. The girl who turned pro under Elaine, who got second place to Elaine, got dead last in prejudging. Dead last in prejudging, but she snagged a second place routine, so she got second and she got her pro card. The girl who won prejudging, I think she got last in routine and she ended up getting fourth. She got second to last. The prejudging winner ended up second to last, no pro card. The prejudging dead last got second in routine and got a pro card today. Fitness girls. Routine is king. Routine is king. Routine is king. And I even told that to Anna because she went on like an internship or something in Sweden like a month ago. She's like, I'm gonna come back and we're gonna be 2 weeks out from Universe. I said, I don't care, I can fix your physique. I said, I need you to make sure you're hitting these skills. I need you to make sure you're working on your routine during that time. Like, physique is physique. I need your routine to be where it's at. I need your routine to be what it needs to be, right? So anyway, it's just something that I noticed. I'm like, you can win prejudging as much as you want, but if you can't win a routine round, and this goes for pros, if you can't win a routine round, you are going to struggle to win shows. If you can't win a routine round, you are going to struggle to win shows. So many people focus so hard on where they're ranking in prejudging, and they're getting waxed in routine, and they're wondering why they're not winning. Anyway, Reagan's calling me, so that's what it is. That's my message. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Saturday, July 5th. I am sitting outside in my car, outside of Powerhouse, trying to get the will to live. Just kidding. Trying to get the will to hit leg day. I ate my pre-workout meal. I mean, obviously, I'm already at the gym. Just almost done with my C4. Reuben was gonna come with me, but kids club closes in 20 minutes and he just wasn't ready yet, so he stayed at home with Reagan. You guys, I have been on the struggle bus. You know what? I'm gonna talk about this after my work. I can't sit in here much longer. I'm not gonna go. Okay, so I have been struggling. I don't even know which clips I'm leaving in this YouTube video, and which ones I'm not, but it's been a couple weeks. I didn't check in yesterday again. This is the second time in a row that I just didn't check in because I was just like, oh, it's Friday, it's check-in day. Like, that's how not in prep that I am, because when I'm in prep, I don't miss check-ins. Literally every action and everything that I think about is about how it's going to impact my check-in, right? Like, obviously it's about the show, but for me, like, mentally, I work check-in to check-in. So the fact that it's been 2 Fridays in a row that I was like, oh, it's check-in day, that's how you know I'm not in. And it's been just really hard for me to stay locked in. Like, I get excited and then I'm like, okay, let's do it, it's time to do it. And I lock in, I come on here, I'm like, I'm locked in. And then just whatever happens, it's just been really hard for me to stay in it because Reuben's off right now. We've both been in prep for a long time, and so he was off. So it was hard for me to like have my first week back in prep overlap his first week off. So we went on a couple dates, and he hasn't really necessarily been like, hey, why aren't you, he hasn't been like pushing it. And he gives me an inch and I take a mile, right? Like, he gives me one free date night meal and I'm like, oh, well, he doesn't care if I'm off my plan, so I'm gonna eat this and this and this too. Like, and it's just been a mess. But at this point, like, we're not that far out, 14 weeks, 10 weeks. I decided to put Oklahoma on my schedule because I need a closer target, because I can already tell by how I'm struggling to lock in that if I have that further target of only the Olympia, I'm not going to be ready the way that I want to be ready. So Oklahoma's on the schedule. Oh, I love this song. Oklahoma's on the schedule. Same way that we did Emerald ahead of Legion. I think it's just going to give me a little bit more ammunition to a little bit closer target, like I said. But I've just been struggling. But I talked to Reuben about it, and he's like, I know, like, most people can't go cold turkey off to straight back on. So he's, giving me some grace because I have been lifting heavy, I've been training. I've been eating my meals. It's just that I always eat a bunch of extra shit. So, like I said, he's giving me some grace. He's like, I know it's hard to go cold turkey. Like, we just tighten up as we go. But for me, like, there's no more room for that other extra stuff. Like, it's time to dig. Because I'm not gonna mess up this opportunity. It's taken me years to finally earn this opportunity again, and I don't want to go there and not feel like I did my best, and then who knows how long it'll take me to qualify again. Like, I would like to think that I'm at a place now where I can guarantee is not, obviously you can't guarantee anything, but like, I'd like to think that I'm at a place now where I can pretty confidently say that I'm going to qualify for the Olympia. But you don't know that. Like, again, how many second places did I get? How close did I get last year? Just because you deserve it, or just because you are good enough, doesn't mean you're always going to get it, especially in fitness, because we don't have a lot of shows. So lots of people who are good enough are just not going to do it just because they get unlucky. And I actually said that in the first episode of my Chasing the Olympia series. Like, some of us are not going to cross the finish line. So anyway, all that to say is I don't want to get to the Olympia and not do my best and then never get the other opportunity again. So what I always tell my members in the gym, like, you don't get this opportunity back, you don't get this time back. So fresh start. My new vlog camera gets here this week. So we're back in prep for real. So I think the vlogging will also help me stay accountable soon. Anyway, I'm not warming up. I have legs today. I have legs and 30 minutes of stairs, but I already knew, like, 30 minutes of stairs after legs, I just knew I wouldn't. We're easing in, even though we're going hard immediately. I just knew it wouldn't be for me, so I'm starting on the stairs for some of it. Then I'm gonna go do legs, and I'm gonna finish on the stairs again. So anyway, that's it. We're in there. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, July 7th. It is 4:20 in the morning. I am headed to boot camp. She's back in her Rooster Crew graveyard shift hour working out bag. Is this going to be regular? Probably not, but it might be regular for Mondays just because Reuben trains on Mondays. And so that means all of my time spent at the gym, I have to have Reagan with me, and I just don't want to run out of time. Like, let's say, I mean, today I'm doing boot camp, so it doesn't matter, but let's say I couldn't do boot camp today. Let's say I was doing the Stairmaster today. I have to lift, I have to do the Stairmaster, and every time I lift, for as much as humanly possible, I want to be able to at least run 15 to 20 minutes of skills. And so it's like, I can't always squeeze that into 2 hours, which is how long I have in Kids Club. So if there's anything that I can do without Reagan, that means that's one less thing that I have to try to squeeze into that 2 hours. So anyway, that means, I mean, now typically I could take Reagan to boot camp with me, like if I go to a time that has child watch, but that also means signing up and getting off the wait list and waking Reagan up and making it's too much. I'd rather just go by myself. So anyway, I woke up at 3:45 this morning. I'm gonna go to boot camp. I'm gonna run one of these athlete games workouts. I'm gonna take boot camp, and I'm gonna come home and go back to sleep because it's gonna be like not even 7 o'clock. It's gonna be 6:45 by the time I get back home. I'm gonna go back to sleep until it's time to wake up and then start my day, and then that's when I'll lift and run some skills. So anyway, we're 14 weeks out, 13 and 4 days, so really 13 days, 13 weeks out. That is freaking crazy. 13 weeks out, 9/10 weeks out from Oklahoma. I'm not going to decide on Oklahoma until probably like 5 weeks out, just because I'm not doing Oklahoma if I'm not ready. I know the whole point of doing Oklahoma is to be ready, but I'm not going to get on stage ahead of the Olympia and flop. Like, I still have to make sure that the next time I get on stage, I'm better than I was at Legion. And if I'm not going to do that at Oklahoma, I'm not going to do Oklahoma. I'm just going to keep pushing through the Olympia. So anyway, all that to say is I'll decide in, 4 weeks if we're really going to do Oklahoma. We're going to see how this body shapes up, because the body is not body. The body is not body. SOS. Anyway, I'm going to finish drinking my coffee. I'm going to start drinking my coffee before my workout. Okay. Done with boot camp. Done with my athlete games workout. I feel good. But your girl is heavy. Your girl is heavy. And you know what? I didn't think about it, like, as I was getting fat. And of course, this is always in the context of bodybuilding, everybody. I know I'm not fat. You don't have to tell me, Andrew, you're not fat. I'm too fat to get on stage. I'll tell you that. Anyway, I knew that I was, like, gaining weight. But honestly, I was in denial about the weight being, like, permanent. Like, about it being fat. Because, like, 2 weeks ago, I was, like, 135. And then last week, I was 136. Like, so mentally in my mind, like, that's still how much I weigh. Even though I'm getting on the scale and it's like 140, but like there were times during those weeks that the scale went up to 140, but then I would just like go back to my diet the next day and I would be back to 135, 136. So in my mind, it's like, yeah, you're 140 because you haven't pooped in 2 days, or just like because it's water weight. But let me tell you, this morning I looked at myself and I was like, no, girl, you got fat. No wonder these skills have been so hard. Like the last couple times I've run skills, I've been like so frustrated, not because I can't do them, but because they've been so hard. I'm like, damn, this is hard. Like, I didn't expect these upgrades to be so hard, especially because like 2 weeks ago, last week, they were feeling pretty good. And then they were suddenly not feeling pretty good. And it's because I weigh 140. It's not funny. It's not funny, you guys. So anyway, all that to say is I know that I have started over so many times. I know that I have said this, like I know I've started over. But you guys, let me tell you this. I had a reality check this morning, and I'm like, Andrea, you're only getting further and further away from the goal, but closer and closer to the finish line. So you're either going to do what you said you were going to do, or you're not, period. I say this to my members all the time, like, stopping early is not about fitness. Like you guys think, oh, I'm stopping early, Andrea, because I'm tired. Like when I do the countdown, you got 10 seconds to go, 9, 8, right? One thing that I say during the finisher is like, 10 seconds to go. If you stop, I stop. So I'm counting my 10, 9, 8. If I see someone stop, I will say 8 again. 8. Patty, pick up your knees. I said Patty because Patty watched my videos. But Patty doesn't stop. And I tell them, you guys, stopping early is not a fitness problem. It is a character problem. It is an integrity problem. Because if I weren't doing this countdown, you probably would have done another 5 seconds of exercise. But because you see the finish line, you're like, oh, well, I'm just going to stop early. So that's just like what I'm applying to this prep is like, Andrea, this is not about getting in the top 5. Do I want to get in the top 5? Absolutely. But this is not actually about ranking anywhere. This is about doing what I said I was going to do, which is I'm going to have the most perfect prep that I have ever had in my entire bodybuilding career. That's what I said I was going to do. And if that nets me in top 5, amazing. But if I get 11th out of 11, but I know that I did my best, like, yeah, I'll be slightly disappointed that I didn't rank higher at my absolute best, but ultimately I'll know that I did what I wanted to do. So the jig is up, you guys. The jig is up. Did my cardio for the day. It's cloudy today. 60 degrees. It's crazy. Did my cardio. Gonna go home, take a quick little nap while Reagan's still asleep. Then we're gonna wake up and lift. I don't know what I got today. I gotta write out my whole split because I've just been kind of casually lifting whatever. I did legs last, so I guess it's back day again. But I don't know. I gotta write my split. Basically, I'm doing push pull legs, push pull routine. Push pull legs, push pull routine. With a rest day in there somewhere. So I was actually supposed to do routine yesterday, but it turned into a rest day. But anyway, it doesn't matter. All I know is that I'm back. I'm gonna be vlogging. I haven't been vlogging because I haven't been doing shit. But I think my camera gets delivered on Wednesday, so we're for real back.
One, two, three, go. One, two, three, go.
Okay, you guys, it's still Tuesday, or that's a lie. It's still Monday, but I'm just ending the vlog here. I'm literally editing the video right now. This is the only clip that I have to add. So I said I was going to go home and take a nap. First of all, between that nap and that workout session, it was like 6 hours. In my mind, I was going to take like a 2-hour nap max, right? Like I got home a little bit before 7. I'm thinking, okay, by 9 I'll wake up. Y'all, it was almost 11 o'clock in the morning when I woke up. It was glorious because Reuben didn't end up going to train, so he stayed home, which means when Reagan woke up, there was another grown-up awake. So he let me sleep, and I literally, in my sleep, I heard him tell her, Reagan, leave mommy alone. God bless that man. So anyway, lifted, had a good back day, worked on some skills. But anyway, perfect prep day number 1 down. My vlog camera is here. I messed with it a little bit, but I need to get an SD card so I can actually film on it. So I probably will not film on it tomorrow. I don't really know. I feel like I don't want to film some on my camera and I feel like I don't want to film some on my phone and some on my camera. I feel like I just want to do it all on one or the other. So if I get a chance to get an SD card tomorrow, or like the next day, then I'll film on my camera. Otherwise, just gonna keep getting the same Samsung Galaxy quality you've been getting for years. But yeah, you know what it is, you guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you haven't checked out mine and Allison's podcast, there's a playlist on my channel called Fitness, the Final Call Out. We are reviewing the fitness shows. I am uploading next a solo episode that is reviewing the amateur shows, the national shows that just happened. So anyway, tap in, run up our views on the Fitness, the Final Call Out. And also, I think I mentioned Allison's vlogging too. Yes, run up Allison's views too. Reuben says he's vlogging. I don't know if he's vlogging, but run up his views too. Anyway, that's all. I'll see you guys in the next one.